Hey girl, it's Coach B. Wiley. I hope your day is going well. I wanted to tell you a quick story about how running your mouth too soon when dating someone and or volunteering information that they don't need to know can screw you up. So this story that I'm about to tell you, it's literally quick and to the point, and it happened almost a decade ago. So almost a decade ago, I was single, and there was this guy who kept reaching out to me on social media, and he didn't live where I live, but he lived where I was going to go visit very soon. And he would always reach out to me, and we have small talk on social media, but it really didn't mean anything to me because he didn't live in St. Louis. So anyway, he asked me out to eat because he knew I was coming into town real soon. So we went out to eat, and after that, we continued to talk all the time, talk. And as we're talking, I let him know that I was choosing not to do the thing until I was in a committed relationship. Like, I'm just running my mouth about it. I volunteered that information. There was no reason for him to have that information. It just didn't make sense. But because I was green, gullible, naive, desperate, thirsty, and all the things, I thought that by volunteering this information, he'd think, I don't know, that I'm this prized possession, and that and that I'm not just out here in these streets just dragging my vagina across the lawn. I don't know. So, long story short is he ended up love bombing me. You know what that is, right? Landed on super thick. Like anything that I would mention, particularly, I really like the group. Who is it? With Cisco in it. What's that group name? Why can I think of their name? Drew Hill. I really like Drew Hill. Love them, love them. So he bought me every single CD. Keep in mind, this was almost 10 years ago. He bought me every single CD Drew Hill had ever made. Then I mentioned this book that Megan Good and Devon Franklin, The Wait. I mentioned that book. He bought me that book. Then he would send flowers up to my job. He was just doing all the things right after I told him that I'm not doing the thing until I'm in a commitment. Then all of a sudden, we're in a relationship. And then all of a sudden, the deed got done. Then all of a sudden, poof, not even 24 hours later, did he change. I'm talking about it was a literal flip of the switch. He was someone else. He was cold. He was distant, literally and figuratively. He didn't want to have anything to do with me. It was like I was literally talking to a stranger because he was a stranger. Because number one, I got with him too soon in a relationship, I mean. And then number two, I got with him too soon in the sheets too. And then number three, I ran my mouth. So that meant that he knew exactly what he needed to do to get my gullible self in a relationship real quick and in the sheets real quick. And I want to let you know, don't do that. Don't do what B. Wiley did. And that is one of the reasons why I even started getting on this here social media and talking to women. Because I had all of these dating disasters. I could literally write a book about it. Not going to do that right now. However, I could. And that's why I'm on here to tell you that is watching. Quit running your mouth and volunteering information. Sure, when you talk to him, you want to get to know him. He's going to want to get to know you. But there's no reason for you to tell him what you're not going to do until X, Y, and Z. No, he can find out for himself about what's not going to happen. Period, point blank. And there's no reason to go on and on and on about maybe how desperate you were or dumb you've been and the dumb things you have done previously. Because he's going to be looking at you sideways, low key, like, dang, she did that. Well, let me try this. So the best case scenario for you, sis, that is watching this on this Friday night story time, is to keep your lips zipped when it comes to personal and private information, and when it comes to goals you've set for yourself as far as the changes you want to make when dating and the mistakes you don't want to make any further when dating that you've previously made. There's nothing wrong with saving what you got for commitment. Heck yeah, do that. Please. However, there is something wrong when you go out boasting, bragging about it, and putting that out on the table when it doesn't need to be on the table, when there's no need. So if he asks you, which he shouldn't, but he could ask you this, and this is not inappropriate. So if he asks you, do you believe in X before commitment or X before marriage, then you can give him an answer, whatever your answer may be. And it doesn't have to be direct. It could be like, I don't know. I changed my mind. I don't know. If I was in that situation with a person, it would depend on our connection. And you ain't even got to say what kind of connection. It could be mentally, spiritually, emotionally, any kind of connection. The thing is, what I've learned from myself, from other men, and just from lessons, is to literally be vague on a few things when it comes to dating. And I tell you, ladies, I know you're like, well, when he get vague answers, it's a problem. I understand that. However, guys will pry, not all, a lot will pry to get all the details so they know how to play you and play the game and show up like what you want. So it's your job to give them just enough information. It's not your job to spill the beans. Keep things close to the chest. I think that's the saying, or is it the best? Whatever. Don't go running your mouth. You got it? Let me know in the comments. Talk to you later.